Today is a good day, y'all. Today is a good day, y'all. I got a surprise for y'all. Remember that attorney general from New York, the one that looked like a buffalo? They finally got her. They finally got her. Welcome to the show. Deeply disgusted. And I'm going to have my man here explain everything to you.
Coming on the air with breaking news, New York Attorney General LETITIA James, a longtime political foil of President Trump's, has been indicted by a federal grand jury. That, according to three sources familiar with the matter. James was charged with one count of bank fraud after the president publicly called
Respucia. That's Respucia from Norbit. She looks like Respucia from Norbit with Eddie Murphy. Look at her. Look just like her. I'm telling you. What y'all don't believe me? Okay, all right. Let me show y'all. You telling me that's not her? Are you telling me she's not Respucia from Norbit? This is her twin. This is her twin. Look at her. Nose, lips, everything. Everything. LETITIA James in the flesh.
called for his Justice Department appointees to bring charges against her. I want to get right to our Chief Justice and National Affairs correspondent, Kelly O'Donnell, who's been tracking this for us. Kelly, what do you know?
Well, good afternoon, Tom. This is a stunning development that is in line with what happened with James Comey, the former FBI director, in that the president has publicly identified both of those individuals as his perceived political enemies and wanting the Department of Justice to take action. In the specifics here, what we understand is that a grand jury in the Eastern District of Virginia has been presented evidence that relates to a 2023 home purchase, mortgage paperwork. And this follows months of investigation, which started from the Federal Housing Finance Agency.
Months of investigation. Imagine, you the Attorney General of New York, and you try to lock up an ex-president because of measurements. You try to lock up an ex-president because of measurements. And then the case got thrown out. And she's doing the same thing. She's doing it, but she's even worse with it because hers don't have nothing to do with measurements. She's literally signing and lying on forms. She said, you know these older black women, they so stuck in their career a lot of times, so she grew up, she got no husband, she got no kids, she got no, so she put her father down as a husband. She put her father down as a husband on one of her properties and put it as a primary, like if they had like family. Girl, go get yourself a man. Go get yourself a man, Respucia.
An associate of the president, Bill Pulte, had identified this and made a criminal referral. In that paperwork, LETITIA James, it is her mortgage, but it was for a niece in Norfolk, Virginia. That is why we have a jurisdiction in the Eastern District of Virginia. That it was listed as a primary residence, but it is not the primary residence of LETITIA James. In a lot of paperwork, it was apparently one document that reflected this. This criminal referral was responded to by James' personal attorney.
We don't believe nothing you say, LETITIA. We've been listening to you lie all year. All year you've been lying. Your whole state is in chaos. You got murders left and right, and you focusing on measurements. I didn't never even see you come out and talk about any like drug takedown, mob takedown. You know the mob still exists, right? You know, any drug organizations, any illegal migrants in New York. I never see you talk about nothing but Trump since I seen you, Respucia. Since I seen you, and I wish you would leave Norbert alone. He's a nice guy.
Abby Lowell, who called it stale and not anything more than media reports. That was based on his notification in April. Today, as we understand it, a single count of bank fraud, a felony in this jurisdiction, will go forward for Letitia James, who is the statewide office holder in New York, the Attorney General. Clearly, it is important to point out that in her capacity, her official role, she brought state charges against Donald Trump when he was out of office for civil court in fraud. And now we have the Department of Justice bringing a single count bank fraud against Letitia James, Democrat Attorney General of New York.
I think she has federal charges against her. I think she had, no, she said of New York, so it's probably still state.
So it has specific consequences for James, her career, and her liberty. It has a much broader
her liberty gonna be taken away very quick. But you know what? I think it's good for her that this is happening to her. I truly do. I really think it's good for her. I think she is she's going in a step of the right direction. You see, she's one of those that she need to lose a few pounds. And her doing a little bit of time, it was going to help out with that. She just got to stay away from the starch, you know? She just got to make sure she don't get 2 scoops of porridge while she's walking down the cafeteria of the prison.
Consequences for the views of how the Justice Department is operating under the Trump administration. Is this something where a grand jury...
Wow. Now you want to talk about how politicians are using the justice system to take down the political opponents. Now you want to talk about that? You was AG for a while and you seen Biden do it left and right. You see Kathy Hochul, she just did it to the mayor of New York. All of a sudden he's down with the good old gang. And then as soon as he start figuring out like, yo, all this stuff is stupid, and he started to get on the Trump side, all of a sudden he had a little investigation.
Then here's the evidence only from, we presume, Lindsay Halligan, the appointed U.S. attorney in the Eastern District. The defense does not play a role in the grand jury proceedings. That is all very secret. So the next steps will be in court, where she's able to enter a plea and the next steps of this process begin. So this is a felony.
You know she's going to say not guilty because she's so ignorant. She is such an ignorant, fat buffalo that needs to be tamed somewhere in the safari.
In any case, it is also a case where there are enormous political implications. So far, the White House has not commented. We've reached out to James' office, her official office, as well as...
I hate the way she smiles. I hate the way she smiles. It's like she's like so cunning. Like, look at her. Look at her. She thinks she's smarter than everybody, but she don't know. She don't know. She just don't know. She have met her match. And it's not me. It's somebody that's very orangey, you know?
Her counsel. We have not heard back yet, but we certainly expect to in the coming minutes or hours. Tom?
Yeah, when we talk about that civil conviction against the president, he's going to have to pay, even though he's appealing right now, he and his family, because they were sort of all involved in this, north of $300 million of fine to the state of New York. You mentioned that one document, apparently, that Letitia James filled out saying this was her primary residence. Her lawyers, and this has been reported out there, said they've provided other documents to show that she said this was not my primary residence.
Lies. I don't believe nothing that she says. I don't believe nothing. Matter of fact, I think they should change the law. I think, you know how they changed the law in New York and they, put those charges on Diddy because they changed the expiration law in New York all of a sudden. So what Diddy did, all the stuff he did, it was already expired. Like, he was good. He was in the clear, but then they changed it. We need to change the law on her. We need to make sure we take out going to trial and just the public will trial her. How about that? Guilty of charge. Guilty of charge. And we're taking away your Twinkie privileges, LETITIA James.
This was a clerical error, if you will. The court will decide that, right, Kelly? But at the end of the day, LETITIA James is now going to have to pay for lawyers to have her day in court.
Well, it is always difficult, even when someone is ultimately found not guilty or if charges are dismissed, the weight of...
And she now has to pay for lawyers. Do she have as much money as Trump? I don't think so. I mean, Trump could go to every strip club in every city and throw multiple bags. And will have multiple strippers wanting to go home with him. And he will still be a billionaire. How about you, LETITIA? How much money did you save up in your little TD Ameritrade, huh?
Of a criminal charge is always very heavy. And for LETITIA James, her counsel tried to point out that this was not material that would merit charging. We believe that there was pushback within the Department of Justice about the strength.
Gary, you heard Kelly mention there this is something the president wanted, and we know this because he told this to the American people. He put this on Truth Social, not only with James Comey, the former director of the FBI, but also with LETITIA James. Tell our viewers what exactly he said there and what's happened since.
Yeah, Tom, you're looking at a post from late September, which reads like a direct message from the president to his attorney general expressing his frustration that some of his perceived political opponents had not faced the kind of criminal charges that he thought were due to them.
And he's right. He's right. They tried to smoke him and they tried to cook him. They tried to smoke Trump. We almost watched an ex-president get smoked on national TV. He knows it. He knows who was behind it. So you know what he's doing? You know what he's doing? He's like, yo, it's time to play chess now. It's time to play chess. They try to smoke me and they try to lock me up. Nah. We gonna battle. It's wartime, homie.
Them. This was around the time that he then turned around and installed Lindsay Halligan, who Kelly was just referring to, as the interim U.S. attorney there in the Eastern District of Virginia. He refers to her in that statement as a tough lawyer who could get the job done, and calls for the prosecution of James Comey, subsequently indicted. LETITIA James indicted today.
Yo, what's this dude? This dude is a broadcaster or a model, huh? What you model for, Hanes? What this dude, man? You got chiseled chin, bro. You in the wrong profession, man. You could be making some millions right now, bro. No homo.
Today, and Adam Schiff, the junior senator from California, not indicted as best we know, but I think certainly someone who we have to look closely at now, given the willingness of these Department of Justice prosecutors.
Let's see what the PBD podcasts have to say. They really do some good research on this show, and I will watch this show if I was y'all. I do.
James can face up to 30 years in prison per count, fines up to $1 million per count. Her arraignment, first court appearance is scheduled to be October 24th in the federal court in Norfolk. With that being said, here's LETITIA James. Go ahead, Rob.
This is nothing more than a continuation of the president's desperate weaponization of our justice system. He is forcing federal law enforcement agencies to do his bidding, all because I did my job as the New York State Attorney General.
Yeah.
These charges are baseless.
Okay.
And the president's own public statements make clear.
She sure would look good in a nice little striped jumpsuit, right? Yeah, I think black and white is your color, LETITIA. I think black and white is your color. And you know what? Every time I see you, always talking about race. You know, blacks, the whites, the blacks, the whites. It's like, you just can't get racism out your brain, huh? Well, now you'll be able to, live with black and white because that's what your uniform will be for the next 30 years.
That his only goal is political retribution at any cost. The president's actions are a grave violation of our constitutional order and have drawn
I agree with that one.
sharp criticism from members of both parties. His decision to fire a United States attorney who refused to bring charges against me and replace them with someone who is blind.
Yo, how can y'all even take her serious? Like, look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Like, y'all really could take, like, that's y'all attorney general? No wonders New York is like a joke. Like, it's nothing but chaos over there. Chaos. At least Jersey, the borders are very contained. Like, it's very hard to really leave the hoods of Jersey and migrate to the suburbs. Like, Jersey policing is woo.
Blindly loyal not to the law, but to the president, is antithetical to the bedrock principles of our country.
Right.
Everybody want to be a MLK. And they're nothing but spoiled milk on a MLK Avenue.
The
What is it?
time
I
to
wanna
lead
cry.
us.
I wanna cry.
She's a really interesting reader.
Did she
Speak out
talk to
against-
Jake Tapper? Did she actually get on Jake Tapper and talk to him about it or no?
No, I have Jake Tapper. That's a different video.
And Rob, I sent you
Okay.
that clip before back in the day, Pat. It's so amazing. I sent Rob a clip
Can we
where she
read
just
the last sentence, Sarah,
What'd she
about
say?
being blind loyalty to a president and violating the bedrock of our thing?
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of what she? Wait a minute.
Oh, yeah.
No, maybe no. Yeah, it was.
just a. By the way, it's ironic because what she
It's kind of like what she did, right? It's kind of like what she did. She just basically just doing the same thing that Trump did. She just doing the same thing that Trump did, or what she said Trump did, which he didn't do. You know? So she's getting a little piece of her own medicine, and I think Ozempic will be the best medication for her.
she's in trouble for, she was trying to do it for Trump, but she lied. And this is just beautiful. This is music to my ears. Could you play it, Tish?
Fraud.
My message
I'm a
is
proud woman of faith,
no matter how powerful you
and
are.
I know that faith
Sorry.
It's all good.
share the
She's
same
still
soul.
Yeah, we have to see. Yeah, I'm sorry. 'Cause she's
still
trying to talk.
Yo, get the audio right, fellas. Come on, man. Come on, man. You telling me my studio is better than y'all's? How much y'all spend on y'all studio? 1.8 million?
Over herself, Rob. Go ahead.
There's a
My
gift.
message is simple. No matter how powerful you are,
Really?
no matter how much money you think you may have,
Okay.
no one is above the law.
Really?
And it is my responsibility and my duty and my job to enforce it.
Good.
The law is both powerful and fragile. And today in court, we will prove our case. I thank you all for being here. And again, just
Amen. She's such a... What is she? Is she an attorney or is she a preacher? Is she an attorney or is she a preacher? What, these people crack me up, you know. They go to school, they get their diplomas, and, they get that piece of paper and they put it on the wall, and they're just like, I'm the shit now. I'm the head honcho. No, you're not. You're not. You are just not. Yeah, you're good at memorizing and you're good at taking tests, but are you a creator? Can you create a whole business from scratch? Huh? I don't think so, Letitia. The only thing I think you could create is a beautiful wedding cake that you will probably eat by yourself. Letitia, like and subscribe. And make sure y'all like and subscribe. Bye.